How did you find out about it? Did you go on Google, or was it on Meetup, or where did you find out about our group?
I was on. I think I found a Canadian Discord group for Web3 on Twitter. Then I think I joined up from there. Yeah.
All right. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
What's your background, by the way? If you want to share, if you don't want to share, you can just tell me. To pound sand. But what's your background? Are you in Web3 now, or are you kind of more in the crypto space, or
I work in crypto space now. Like I'm community manager and community lead for a few projects in Cosmos. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar. Yeah,
nice,
so
that's awesome.
I'm mostly on Juno and Omniflix.
I know Juno. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's quite popular.
That's awesome, man. Yes. Well, nice to have you. It's great. And so I'll go to the next slide here, and we'll do some quick intros, and we basically just to give you the format of this call. It's actually a pretty casual call. Now, our group usually meets in person monthly here in Montreal, where we do an in-person event. But these calls are really intended for just for the group to catch up, talk about the latest issues of the day, talk about things that are going on with the community and how we want to plan things moving forward. But once you get into Montreal, if you want to, just check out our meetup page or check out our Discord, we'll be posting our events there. So when you do get into town, feel free to join us in person. But for this call, we just keep it casual. I will introduce myself in a few moments here. Then Kyle will introduce himself. Classicus will introduce himself, and then we basically have an open agenda. So we have basically the whole hour here to chat about whatever's top of mind for folks. We used to have a lot more pre-planned slides, but we end up finding that it was just a lot more fun just to see what people were thinking of, and just to have a friendly debate versus conversation versus having a bunch of pre-planned topics. So so let's do it, guys. So let's just go into this. I'll do a quick intro for Joseph's sake, and then I'll pass it to Kyle, and then we can just open up the floor. So just about myself. My name's Houston Trong, full-time crypto trader, but also now contributing to a project called Perpetual Protocol on Optimism, and you can find me at Houston-MTL. And that's pretty much it about me. Kyle, if you want to go next.
Yeah, sure. So Classicus or Kyle, whatever you prefer. People call me both in all over the place. It's become so much part of my life to have an online alias that like my friends and my girlfriends are starting to call me girlfriend, I should say, starts to call me Classicus sometimes too. So that's just the world we live in. And so I've been I'm a developer essentially. I'm more of a technical person, but I do play a leadership role in a small DAO called ArcX. We do DeFi credit scoring and amongst other things. So we just released our new product and that kind of stuff. So I have a background in cybersecurity, AI, crypto. Insert your buzzword here. I probably touched it. I do other things besides just that. As listed here, right? I play tennis, I play hockey, I run. I like to pretend I know how to play chess. I like to read. That kind of stuff. So organizing the IRL events is mostly my jam. I like doing that kind of stuff, which actually we need to talk about. I'm Classicus on Discord, so feel free to say hi. And if you have any questions or you want to nerd out about something, let me know.
Sure, thanks.
That's me. You're muted.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. Yeah, so since you brought it up, let's talk about the next in-person event, since it's already top of mind here. So, Kyle, you want to just talk about what we had shot back and forth today?
Sure. I just admitted Tony. I think he should be coming in anytime.
He made it? Yeah, nice.
I think he made it. Hey, Tony.
There's the man.
He's rocking the
man in the shirt.
The man in the shirt. So welcome, Tony. So like we were saying, we did the poll in the Discord, and then I was looking to organize or to book out for those of you that didn't see the results of the poll, on September 9th in the evening, we wanted to go do escape rooms and then go meet up for drinks and stuff like that. However, I'm flying on that day, so I can't make it. And so then I was like, that's fine. I'll just message Houston and he can help organize it. But Houston's also busy on that day. So then we were like, we can't really organize it on that day. And now we can't really organize it sooner because it's like within 2 weeks. So we have to post. So we either have to decide someone else needs to champion organizing that event, or we need to push out that event because both Houston and I can't make it on the 9th. So we're always looking for people to like come in, step up, and take control of stuff. I know that if we do have to reorganize it, that's fine. We'll reorganize it for the end of the month, something of September, that is. And we'll still have the same thing going. We will do another poll and stuff like that. We just wanted to give people the opportunity to discuss, maybe step up, maybe throw some suggestions around of what we should do, because I'm not going to organize the whole thing and then just not show up. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I thought I could make the event, and I said yes, I'll do the 9th. I even voted for it, and then like a few days later, I'm like, that 9th seems like a date that I should know. Why is that? And then I'm talking to my wife. I'm kind of like shopping it, and she's like, you know, it's my birthday, right? I'm like, yes, I do remember that's your birthday. Of course I remember.
Nice.
How would I forget? I would never forget that. So yeah, I could.
How many nights you had to sleep on the sofa?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, all the calls are recorded, right?
Not this one.
This one will have a random edit in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. This will like mysteriously get deleted. Yeah. So going back to Kyle's point. So I guess the options are, if anyone else wants to really do the event on the 9th, then yes, it's we're always open to someone else stepping up and saying, yeah, I don't mind organizing it and doing it with the rest of the crew. Otherwise, yeah, we just take a rain check and we reschedule until at least Kyle or myself is back. I'd love to have Kyle there as well. Since he's back by the end of the month, maybe we could do it at the end of the month. But again, open to the group or anyone else who wants to step up and say, yeah, I don't mind running with the event. But yeah.
Personally, I will vote for waiting for both of you, or at least one of you two. More we are, especially for these type of event, more we have fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay,
right.
that works. We can do.
We'll post it in the Discord too, right? So we'll just make a little small announcement and say, we'll postpone unless someone wants to step up. I think we did that already, didn't we? We didn't do that yet.
Or no, I didn't the message. I wrote the message out, and then I realized we had this call, so I wanted to give people the benefit of the doubt of maybe someone wanted to step up.
Yeah.
And doing that kind of stuff. Also, Tony, I spoke with. Now that we have a public facing products and all that kind of stuff, if ever you want to like co-sponsor an event, Tony, we do have a budget for that, which might be interesting because we had a few back and forths on Discord. But anyway, just yeah, sure. I'll send you some of these. We also have two more things. One, to Marius's point, I think we still haven't talked about the open mic night, which is still on my whiteboard. We should figure out a time for that. And two, Houston, we still have that DeFi event with the Web3 guys. That we wanted to do at some point. Did I create a Telegram chat? I thought I did, but I can't find it.
Yeah, I'll have to double check. I don't go on Telegram that often, but yeah, I'll go look after it in the call.
Yeah, okay. Because we did want to organize a DeFi event with the web, like in collaboration with the Web3 Montreal Telegram group that has like 500 some people. 500 some people. So that was also going to be like early October, something like that, close to our event, our IRL event, man. Blah, blah, blah. And so we might want to not have two back-to-back events, but we'll figure that out. So
you're back on the 25th, which is this is August, no, September already, right?
September, yeah. I think that's Sunday.
Okay, yeah, Sunday.
So the 26th on, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Until January.
So maybe we do like the 29th or 30th. You put that to vote again and see if we want to do something like that, right? Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, for sure. We can do. Let me pull up the calendar here. Yeah. So the 29th or 30th. I think I think people like the format of having like Thursday, Friday for like 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So I could redo it 29th, 30th, and then
6 and 7 or something. Yeah.
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 And I think we just stick with an escape room, give people one less decision to make when they fill out
Yeah.
the poll. And yeah, and then when we do organize it with Lucas, I think from Web3 Montreal, we just tell him not on these dates,
Exactly.
and then we can just go from there.
Yep, I agree. Let's do that. I think we prioritize our group, and then we and then we try to do something with those guys. Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Anyone? I just thought I'd ask. Anyone going to any conference in Berlin in the next 2 weeks? Because if you are, I'm a speaker.
Guys, whether you believe it or not, I am in Berlin right now,
No way.
but not because of the conference. Because I'm originally from Berlin. I'm visiting my family.
Is it like 10 p.m. for you then?
What's that?
It's like 10 p.m. for you, no?
10:20.
Yeah, it's 10:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for dialing in, bro.
But hey, listen, I didn't know that. Is there a conference going on here?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
So there is a conference. Not right now. It starts I think on September 9th. And I don't know for how long you're in Berlin. I'm going to be there from the 9th to the 17th, I think, something like that.
I'll be here till the 12th, I believe.
Okay.
So
Well,
we can hang
maybe
out, man.
yeah, we could definitely do it. Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent. Yeah, hey, Lou, fill me in. I mean, maybe not here, but maybe I think we are connected on Telegram, something like that. Let me know the where it will take place and everything, and
Yeah,
it'll be amazing, man.
it's there's a little thing called DAPCon where they essentially you buy your ticket, which you buy it with DAI. You buy your ticket, it's an NFT, and then you show up, and that's how you kind of get in. You have to buy it on the Gnosis chain and all that fun stuff. But
You got to buy the Gnosis chain. People
Yeah.
still using that thing.
apparently, I don't know. I just don't shoot the messenger, okay? So they haven't released the official schedule of who talks when yet, but I'm talking on the 12th.
Yeah, I just found it
It's
here.
the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Cool. So you're going to talk about arts?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to talk about credit scoring in Web3,
Nice.
essentially.
And what's the name of the event?
DAPCon.
Compliment?
So DAPCon is the small 3-day event about decentralized apps specifically. It's part of a bigger event in Germany all week, which the name eludes me right now. Berlin Blockchain Week is the full. There's like a full week of events that's going on all week. So there's like meetups, there's workshops, there's all these different things. There's also a Dune Con, I think, which we might attend, which might be interesting. Anyway, yeah, a whole bunch of stuff happening. So sorry for everyone giving you all FOMO except for Marius. But
What a
I'm looking at
coincidence,
that
eh?
yeah, no.
That's good. That's cool. You should check it out. I'm looking at that website. It's hilarious because it's like you got to buy using XDAI, right? So you can't buy tickets unless you find yourself some XDAI. So like in the FAQ, it's like, how do I get XDAI? Well, first you got to go on the bridge and get to, you got to convert DAI to XDAI. It was hilarious. Like, how do you make it more exclusive than that? It's like you got to go out and hunt down XDAI.
I mean, it just goes to the people that are going to be in the crowd. You can assume they have pretty decent Web3 knowledge, right? So you can actually go into a little bit. You get to use acronyms. You don't have to like,
Well, everything down to the basics.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be careful not to like mansplain or like explain concepts that you usually when people are coming into crypto and you're like, oh, DeFi, sorry, DeFi is that sort of decentralized finance. You get used to doing that. But then when you go to an event like this, it's like a flip, because now it's like everyone's using acronyms all over the place. Everyone knows the lingo, the terms, the tech, the everything. So
Yeah.
it's like, makes you, you think you know stuff, and you go to an event like this, and you just come out learning like so much, and you're like, wow.
That's cool.
Sure. So cool.
So yeah, Tony, you're going to be in New York, I think, at Mainnet, which is going to be cool.
Yeah.
Googling Mainnet is probably not the best of ideas.
No, Messari mainnet is Messari, Messari, I think.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah, same price. Yeah. Cool.
So there's one thing I also want to bring up around. Well, if we're done with the this discussion, and that's going back to what we talked about previously, is just around contributions. So, you know, we've been going through this this process now of you know, building out this DAO. We've taken some, you know, we started things off. We kind of took a pause. We did an event. We've been kind of growing it organically, right, and seeing where things go. But you know, the idea of turning this into a DAO, you know, I don't think has never left the you know, kind of my focus, one of my areas of focus. But certainly, you know, the DAO discussion is one that's, I think is that one way I think we should revisit again. Maybe whether we do it here or we do it, you know, in a longer, you know, dedicated session. I think, you know, we gotta leave up to you guys. But I guess I'll just open it up with saying, you know, I think ultimately as we continue to build up this DAO, top of mind for me is the most important thing is that we continue to find ways to get more contributors and more leaders in this group, right? So if we can find more contributors, and you know, everyone on this call, you know, I think, you know, most people on this call, I know you guys have been here since the beginning. So you know, I consider you guys, you know, contributors and you know, leaders in the group. So trying to find ways to get you guys, you know, as part of the core team, right? And what does that look like to the folks on the call, right? So how do you want to contribute? In what way do you want to participate, right? Like, and you know, we all have different levels of engagement that we want, right? Because, you know, obviously we're all busy, and so, you know, depending how involved you want to get, that, you know, that's the discussion that I think, you know, that would be good to have, because, you know, DAO is only as good as its members and its leadership. So, you know, love to hear from the folks on the call, you know, how you want to get involved. What do you guys think about you know, building things out, that kind of stuff. And just to end it on one last point is, you know, from the beginning, the way I was thinking of this DAO has definitely changed since where we are now. You know, in the beginning, I was of the opinion, and I think, you know, you have to change as times change, and the DAO structure, and you know, what we know about DAOs now has evolved greatly since January, because it's like a whole year, and that's like, you know, 5 years of normal time. But certainly, like, I think there's nothing wrong with having simply a community DAO without having to monetize it, right? And that is, we don't have to have a DAO that has a token that we need to then, you know, dump on our on our users, right? So I think we'd certainly create a DAO structure. Maybe it's, you know, NFT based, where we have membership, right? NFT is done by membership, and that we can have governance that is both off-chain, mostly off-chain, and maybe some on-chain governance if and when it comes time to do that kind of stuff. But you know, again, that's my idea, is that this is more of a community DAO, and we don't have to wrap ourselves up around trying to monetize things or trying to find a revenue stream for the DAO, et cetera, right? So if you just want to make it a community thing, I think that's probably the most powerful part of it, versus trying to make this thing a money making entity where we have to start thinking about LLCs and all that kind of stuff. My thought is we continue to keep this as a community-based DAO. Thoughts?
Do you guys have the tech for on-chain governance for the DAO?
I mean, to do on-chain governance is very easy. Like anyone can go mint an NFT and then go on Index Call, create a snapshot, connect the address, and be like, cool, we're on-chain governance using snapshot, right? It depends what you want to accomplish, right? And Houston and I have talked about this before. Yeah, we can, you know, mint 100,000 tokens and then put up some ETH in a pool and then have like a token that people can, you know, trade. But like, why? What's the point? Like, we're just a community driven thing. And instead of doing like right now we do votes using reactions in Discord, and it solves the problem of getting people's input, right? We can go use on-chain tech to do that. It's the same result. It's just more of a pain in the ass.
That's it.
Right? So, and to Houston's point, like, we're not going to generate revenue. We're not going to make money off this. If you're joining the Montreal DAO because you want to make a quick buck, then you're not joining for the right reason. Like, we're not here to make each other rich. We're here to share, you know, discuss different things, learn from each other, like, you know, nerd out, whatever, right? Socialize, that kind of stuff. This is not an investment DAO. This is not a, you know, yeah. That's why, like, as soon as you mint a token, as soon as you start to have like any type of financial attachment, then you lose people, because now people think of, oh, this is an investment opportunity. People speculate. People go left, right, and center. They start shorting, and it's just, I don't want to get into all that personally. And I don't
agree.
think it does either. That's why we haven't really done any on-chain activity using this. Because
actually has because there's this DApp for DAOs, like DAO on Juno, that is absolutely awesome. I can plug you guys into the documents and see if you can do what you guys need. You don't have to have it.
Yeah, I've seen that project. Yeah.
So
yeah,
it could work out.
Yeah, like we can do anything, but why go through the effort of setting that up when we can solve everything that we have right now just with the community?
Like, I 100% agree that, like, you know, like minting a bunch of token and like making liquidity for them and all, it's not the core value of that project, I think so, at least, to make profits or and all. It's more, I see it more as like a non-profit for, you know, helping other people discovering Web3s, DeFis, you know, devs or whatnot, creating events and such. So yeah, me, the idea was spitballing on the Discord was more like a SBT token, a soulbound token, something that you get whenever you participate to event, or whenever you organize events, or whenever you bring something to the table of you know, the core community of the DAO. And then, you know, it can increase your voting power somehow if you get many, you know, it's been a year that you're involved versus someone that just went to his first event, for example. So that's how I was seeing a possible, you know, voting power somehow, based not on the amount that you bring to the table, but more like the contribution that you have bring to the table over the past years or so.
Yeah, and okay, say we do the effort and we go down that path, right? And we create soulbound tokens and we do all that kind of stuff. And then, okay, great. Some people have a vote that has more, you know, maturity or age behind it than others. And now we want to choose a venue for the next IRL event. What changes? Like, does my vote count more for selecting the venue because I've been here longer? Because it, like, I don't think that should matter, right? So then what value does that, like, token bring, right? And we can do it for funsies and for, like, just to call ourselves Web3, and we could be like, we'll do it here, we'll do it there. Sure.
I will say, like, yeah, I do believe that your vote should count more, especially because you're being the one that organized most of these events, right? So, and somehow, yes, your proposal, or at least or your votes, should count a little bit more than someone that just, you know, logged in for the first time last week, you know. So yeah, I'll see, like, that contribution over time should count more in voting. Now we don't have to base all the voting on that specific. But depending where you want to see the DAO, I guess in 5 years, let's say, you could have events that are sponsored, but a part of that amount is kept as treasury to be able to, after that, afford events that are harder to sponsor or just more costly, or if you want to do like a website for the DAO without making it for profits necessarily. I could imagine that if you scale things up at one point, it may involve expense, you know, or too much time that you cannot afford. Like we don't have just benevola that everyone wants to do it for free, you know. I don't know. I see it like Web3 Montreal, for example, has organized themselves as a way to you know, they do a lot of events that are free for most people that attend, but they try to get sponsored at the same time to make it worthy of their time at the same time.
Yeah, there's a whole not-for-profit org created for them, and like it's they're a little bit of a bigger group too. But I do find it interesting, like especially the whole idea of getting sponsorship and then you know, managing the money somehow. But to Houston's point, like if we want to do this right and not just be like in the wind, we should like probably have some kind of entity or some kind of responsibility. Like liability becomes a question, right? If we organize events, someone's hurt, who's liable?
I thought the DAO is liable. It's we basically wipe our hands of all personal responsibility. It's the DAO.
Yeah, and
you just
still have
blame the DAO.
to register it as a legal entity, right? Like a co-op or you know, like an entity like an Inc. incorporation, or
it
cannot just say,
becomes
oh, it's a DAO.
it becomes a big partnership if you don't have anything, at least in Canada. From the lawyers that I've talked to, like Houston, we'd be in a partnership without having anything official. So then we'd both be on the hook kind of thing if we organized an event and someone got, you know, hurt. But it depends, right? Because if we're just a bunch of friends going out and hanging out, then everyone's responsible for themselves. But if we, you know, create a meetup group, do all these things, then our names are on it, so we're the ones responsible. You know, smaller, if you know, 5 to 50 is, you can probably get away with it. But if you have like, you know, the big events like Web3 Montreal does, you know, and you have drinks and alcohol and all that kind of stuff, like I would not get, you know, young 25-year-olds drunk and be the responsible person. Like, no, thank you.
Just renting some place may require us more legitimate incorporation or non-profit foundations or something.
Yeah, having some kind of credit card that we can say, yeah, this is the DAO's credit card, and then we open up like a little bank account somewhere, and then we, you know, it's controlled by the DAO, so we can, you know, have a DAO multi-sig that we need to sign off to sign some stuff, do a snapshot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the vision. I guess the question would be, at what point would it make sense to do those things? Is it make sense to do that when there's, you know, it makes sense when there's some money in the treasury somewhere, or it only makes sense to do it, you know, do you want to start it right from the get-go, even though right now there's no there's no funds sitting anywhere, right? So I guess it depends on how quickly we want to move on things and where we want to take it. But yeah, I'm completely open to either approach.
Yeah, I do think it would be cool if we kind of got some kind of, if we kickstart this somehow, right? So what I mean by that is, say for example, and this is just an example, Houston, you're with Perpetual, right?
Yeah.
So say Perpetual says, "Okay, here's $2,000." Arc says, "Here's $2,000," and Radix says, "Here's $2,000." Great. We start like a little sponsored fund with you know, that $6K, and then we start making events using like some kind of voting, some kind of multi-sig to pay for it. I mean, we can just, you know, at least for the start, we can just all like, it's, you know, it's a few $1,000s, whatever. Like one person can pay, and then we can just like disperse to the company.
Reimburse,
yeah, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then if that starts going well, we start growing, we start doing a little more, then we can start to look into, okay, let's create an actual entity, let's create a proper, tie the entity to the wallet address, which will become the treasury, make it public, make the Montreal DAO as like a public treasury, as like a public DAO with a public wallet address. This is the not-for-profit behind it, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like,
yeah, I like that. I like that approach. The other approach that we could also do is, in conjunction with that, is, you know, we do that NFT drop, and then, you know, say, here, if you want to get into the ground floor, right, and say lifetime membership, right, whatever the number is, $100, $500, or you buy one, you get to attend this many events or something like that. But maybe that makes more sense after you raise money first, because then at least you know you can actually do some events without you know, hitting a wall. So maybe you raise, you know, you get the sponsor money first, you grow a bank of like $6,000 or whatever the right number is, and then you know guaranteed you can run at least 5 events for the year or the next. That's your epic, right? You got $6,000 budget, you're gonna do 6 events. There's your, you know, $1,000 per event, whatever the right number is, and then you have an epic. That's your first epic or whatever, right? And then You sell that as an NFT drop. Say, hey, we're going to be doing 6 events in the next 6 months, and here are the different price packages for these different, different chances to join our events.
Yeah, I almost think that it would be cool to have the actual event. So the event is free. The only way that you can join the DAO, go to an event, and then you claim some kind of oath or some kind of thing. That's how you get in. And then if you then want to go, so like say you go to the first event that was like at Casual Spa that we did it like a few months ago. So you show up there and then you pay for your own stuff, you meet people, and then you're like, hey, why is Mark drinking 7 beers every hour? It's like, oh, well, he's part of the DAO and he has a
no, he's an alcoholic, that's why.
So he's like, oh, I want to be like him. And it's like, oh, well, to be like him, you need to, get this NFT or whatever. Like, I'm just, exaggerating, but you guys get the idea, right? Like, we can have different perks at events or different things like that to have fun with it. I don't want this to become, though, a very like, oh, you need to pay to get access, and then you pay the current members with the new entries, and then you create like a pyramid scheme. Like, I don't want to.
Ponzi,
No, of course not.
Yeah.
It's got to be like, no, we have these funds. I'm almost a little skeptical about, not skeptical, but I'm almost what's the word? I'm
reluctant.
Reluctant, thank you. Yeah, I'm reluctant to make people pay to join the DAO in some way, because then it feels like exclusive. Especially if people don't know how to buy an NFT, right? Like, how do I do that? It's like, you don't want people to be onboarding fiat in a weird way if they're not comfortable with it. Or it's like, what? Or we'll do like just send an e-transfer here and trust me, bro. Like,
here's the Montreal DAO envelope. Just stuff the money there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cool. So like, I do like this. I do like this conversation. I do think that we can make it a little bit more official that way, but we do have to have that strong starting foundation, right? Because we can't start with like $20, right? We have to have we have to get together, get a few sponsors, and then start being serious about making events. And I think it's a win-win-win, right? Like, I don't know about you, Houston, but we're hiring. I know, Tony, you guys are always hiring, or just shilling projects, doing different things. And then if ever we have a project that's like, hey, we want to sponsor an event, we can do that. We're kind of becoming a little bit like Web3 Montreal. If we go too far in that direction, we still want to remain the typical, I want to say higher quality Web3 entrance, if I may. But
I think we're more of a full stack group as opposed to a party.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to belittle. I mean, Web3 Montreal has quite a variety as well. But I think the appeal on a more broader sense, our focus is perhaps a little bit more on the whether it's technical on the developing side, technical on the financial, investment side, and welcoming and helping to educate in general. So I was going to say, Radix has a program. It's called the Dandelion program. So they're trying to come up with innovative ways that the community can do marketing to spread the word about Radix. And so it's basically submit a proposal. Like, here's an idea that can help get the name out there. So this kind of idea of saying, hey, look, if we can contribute to the Montreal DAO to help support a number of events, and we will figure in each of those events, have some sort of visibility, I can certainly submit that and see if that flies. Like, I'm on a short list for a marketing. I can't share the details, but between now and say the end of the year, we're hoping to do a really big splash with some technical marketing, let's put it that way, involving AR. So that's the kind of thing that they're looking for, some creative way to get the word out. So if that helps, that initial fund that you say, let's plan 6 events over the year, I'll be game to submit that as a Dandelion proposal and see if it flies.
Cool. Yeah. Houston?
Yeah, I just want to see if anyone has any other thoughts. I appreciate what Tony shared there. Marius, Matt, Mark, Sepnik, as Joseph said. Yeah, just curious to hear what other people on the line. I know some of you guys may not have heard what we're trying to do with the DAO before, but curious to hear anyone else's perspectives.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, and that's it. Like I think it's good to to establish like what's our goal with the DAO as well. Like, do we want to educate, to just throw events and all? Last couple of weeks ago, there was a guy, Robert, I think, that was on call, and then we had a conversation on Discords. He wanted the DAO to start working on a dev project to build for him a platform so he can fundraise a cure for cancer and all, and then all the profits will go to Montreal DAO. It's like, you know, I was telling him, ask Houston or Classicus if it's something that is in scope of the DAO or project, the Montreal DAO. You know, if it's something that the Montreal DAO wants to involve themselves in, you know. So those are things like it will be good to know. Are we looking to do other things that are gonna maybe bring profits or bring events, or do we want to just use you know, the DAO to organize events, educate people, or
Great one, man.
scoping.
I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet offline because I went on vacation right afterwards. But I you know, my answer is always is yes. is yes, especially like if someone wants to spearhead that, you know, and take the down that direction. Like as far as I'm concerned, like this, you know, our strongest thing on this DAO is community. Like that's going to be I think that's ultimately the big play here is community. And you know, if we do it properly and we can build a good organic community, then people ultimately will come to us because they want to leverage our community, right? So we hold a, you know, a valuable resource, and that's the engagement we have with a real community, not one that's bought through you know, just a bunch of clicks and stuff like that, right? So yeah, I think I have no problem owning up the DAO to that type of relationship. If someone wants to spearhead that, now, I don't think I have enough cycles to know to try to think all the way that through. But if someone else say, you know what, I wouldn't mind, you know, thinking about that stuff and finding ways for another DAO to use this DAO in a fundraising way, then yeah, you know, that could be a sub DAO, or maybe that's part of the mainstream DAO. But I think as long as it's part of the community thing, I think that's my core reference point. Yeah.
I just wanted to say one thing, guys.
What's up, Stephanie?
Yeah, hello, guys. Sorry I joined like mid through the conference. I was really curious what was everything about. I didn't know you're actually launching a community. Actually, I'm the I'm a co-organizer of the Bitcoin Montreal meetup group. So I kind of
nice.
know a bit of the challenges of organizing event, and regarding the liability, I don't think you should worry that much, because as soon as you rent a place, they have the liability on their side. Well, that's my first guess. So yeah, it's really cool you're trying to organize this. So if I can help in any way, I'll be glad to help you guys.
Oh, I appreciate it. I love your meetup. I've been to a number of them. So
cool.
You guys have done fantastic stuff over the years. So yeah, I appreciate everything you guys have brought to Montreal. So cool to have you here, man.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to be there too.
Cool.
I think on the vision of the Montreal DAO, I'm a little bit reluctant whenever I see someone come in, you know, and join the Discord server, and then they start saying like, hey, I'm from this and this project, and we're trying to do this and this and this and this. I don't want Montreal DAO to become like a billboard place where people go, and I want it to be more, let's have discussions, let's talk about, hey, did you see this? What do you think about this? Where we're not trying to convince each other of different things, we're just trying to have conversations. I am because I really like this group, and like I think we have smart people here, and like not, you know, we're not all just trying to convince each other that we have the best projects and all the other projects are going to fail. Like we're really open-minded people, and I think that's the kind of people we want to attract, right? So staying away from billboardy DAOs is something that I really want to focus on, especially for us. I'm not saying that, of course, you can have like shilling from time to time, and you can do like different things like that. But that's not the main goal, right? It's not like 90% billboard, 10% conversation. I want it to be 90% conversation, 10% billboard kind of thing.
Agreed.
There's time and place for all those things, and especially as new people come in, like is it Sepnik or Chepnik? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but if you're running an event and you want to join the DAO and you want to bring people to the event, like, yeah, let's share it, let's talk about it, let's get more people, let's all just, inter-share events or, have conversations about different things. Like that's the whole point of this, right? So let's not be afraid to share, but that shouldn't be the whole goal of like, oh, I'm just going to join this so that I have another marketing outlet whenever I want to put a post of something, right?
Yeah, I understand you. That wasn't my goal. I was just, but yeah, I understand your point, absolutely. But just like, because I used to be more like a Bitcoin maximalist, but I'm opening myself to, more broader vision and opinions. But regarding the DAO, if it's meant to be really decentralized, isn't there a way to do this whole thing without opening a bank account, without actually opening an entity? Because even if you vote on the DAO itself, somebody has to execute the action. It makes it not decentralized. Perhaps there's just a way to run all of this without ever registering. That would be cooler, in my opinion, like fast opinion. But
yeah.
You might have missed the beginning there. I mean, Classicus was more or less saying that's kind of how we're already doing it on Discord. If that answers the questions, like we'll put up, hey, what do you suggestions for an event, and then we vote on Discord, and it's pretty simple. Like we're not trying to create complexity where it's not
Discord
needed.
by itself is centralized, right? So I mean, at one point when we start handling money, for example, or Ethereum or USDC, for sure, like a governance where people can, a bit like a multi-sig wallet work, right? Where people can vote to allow the transaction to pass from the DAO wallets to that given address because, we need to do a deposit for the next event, for example.
Yeah.
That's one reason to have on-chain DAO voting, like governance.
Yeah.
Otherwise, can it just be represented through like a snapshot or other tools that are off-chain, but based on on-chain data?
Mm-hmm. The last problem, or sorry, a big problem that DAOs have is the last mile, right? Like you can be DAO, you can be on-chain, you can do everything, but then when you actually go to a venue, you want to pay for something, like you can't pay them in USDC, or maybe you can. If you can, great, then no problem. But most of the time you can't, right? So then it's like, how do you actually do that? So like I can personally go pay for it with my personal credit card, and then the DAO just reimburses me, right? But that's not decentralized. That's still centralized because I'm the person doing that. So it'd be cool, maybe we have like, there is no decentralized credit card that is preloaded, I don't think, right? If there is one, please, holy shit, tell me. But as far as I know, there isn't any. So even if
some human's gonna need to sign for it. I mean, that's all the things with
at
OFAC
some
and
point.
everything.
So, of course, if people accept BTC or they accept ETH or they accept a stable coin, then all our problems go away. But we're not there yet.
It's cash, man. Just cash. You just convert USDC straight to cash and just pay cash. Here's $6,000 for the
use a Bitcoin ATM and pay 30% fee.
Yeah, exactly. Just I mean, yeah. So yeah,
I hear you loud and clear. I hear you loud and clear about what your point was. So I just having some fun there.
Yeah, but it could be something as simple as we have two wallets, right? We have the spending wallet and we have the treasury. And then we do, okay, we want to move this amount of money to the spending wallet to spend money for this event, right? And then we have like a bunch of people have access to the spending wallet, right? So say there's like, it's a 2 of 5 for the spending wallet, multi-sig, but it's a 4 of 5 to move things out of the treasury, right?
Yeah.
Something like that, right? And then that sending wallet can just be like, oh, I'm going to pay for something, so then I want to get reimbursed for it. So then I just submit a snapshot, people vote. Yeah, okay, you paid for it, you reimbursed it. Here's the receipts, or however granular of a level that we want to go there. Once these things are a little bit of a pain to set up when you don't really need to set them up, which is more my hesitant piece, right? I don't want Houston and I to go through all this effort of, let's set up this DAO, let's do all these things.
Does it need to be registered for tax purposes at some point? And you're opening up a whole. At this stage of where we are, it's complexity that's perhaps not necessary. But if Montreal DAO is like, suddenly we wake up and there's 100 people on the call, then at that point maybe we have to sort of know the path going forward.
100%. Yeah, exactly. But I do think that these conversations seem to come up more and more now. So I think we're starting to trend in that direction. And especially for, like, Marius and Matt and Mark and Tony, like all of you guys have been here since the beginning. So like, the original DAO members and stuff may have, or should have, in my opinion, more, make it voting rights, make it access, make it part of the multi-sig, make it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. We have to make it
we just get the cooler at FTs. That's all.
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Because this goes back to, I think,
custom t-shirts.
yeah, because there you go. Cooler merch. But I think this goes back to, like, an important point is, like, how do we find the appropriate roles and levels of engagement, for the folks who want to get involved, right? So, I think it goes back to the point, like, this is why I said yes to that, like the idea of letting some, letting, let's say, that DeFi thing come in and, pitch us, is that, if someone wants to stand up and take responsibility for that, I'm perfectly cool with that, because that's more, that means you're standing up and taking, responsibility and contributing. So I'm just trying to find ways that people want to, if they feel like I can, do that task for the DAO, then I definitely want to, I have no problem with that, right? So, so Mark, Matt, Joseph, Tony, Marius, Sepnik, how do you guys want to get involved? That's ultimately the question, right? It's like, not all of us want to do event planning, right? Maybe it's other ways that you want to get involved. Like, if you want to get involved in event planning, that's cool as well. Like, Classicus and I can use as much hands as we can on deck. But if you want to do other things to contribute to the DAO, and this is always a question, like, then please let us know. And I'm sure we can find a way for that to happen, and to make sure that you're recognized as being an important contributor as you contribute. So so that's always the thing, right? DAOs are all about self-responsibility, and person stepping up and saying, I'm here to contribute, versus this is not an employee relationship, boss-employee relationship where we're looking to hire people. This is, really volunteer in the beginning, and then, it's we honor, and every, DAOs honor merit. So, you get what you put into it. So,
Where's the Discord channel you're talking about? I'll be interested to join.
Yeah, for sure, man. Because actually, I have it right here. If you want, I can post it here in the chat as we.
Who's faster? Ha.
You're probably faster. Oh, man. Oh, you're too fast, man. Yeah.
You can actually buy credit cards with Bitcoin without KYC or anything. I don't know about stable coins, but I think it's already an option.
Like prepaid credit cards?
No, because somebody mentioned 5 minutes ago, if it's possible to buy like prepaid credit cards with USDC. So there's already some ways to do it with Bitcoin up to like $1,000 without KYC.
Was it BitRefill? What's the service?
No, there's one called the Bitcoin Company. I can send it to you. I actually work at BitRiffle, so I wasn't trying to promote, but the Bitcoin Company, it's an amazing. It works really well. Let me send it to you.
Works in Canada, the credit card? I
think so.
That's actually not bad.
It's useful to have a Bitcoin maximalist on the call.
Oh, reformer. I'm opening myself, so I'm not toxic.
Wait, is it? Wait.
I was joking that I'm becoming more of a Bitcoin maximalist as we get deeper into the bear markets. I'm always like, I become more of a Bitcoiner when actually I've seen this place before, the Bitcoin Company. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can buy up to $900, I think. And it works. I didn't try it in Canada, but it's supposed to work.
So it's
It's more like gift card for specific company,
I'm pretty sure that you can also buy prepaid Bitcoin cards. Credit cards.
So it's
a little bit like ShakePay.
Yeah, well, ShakePay requires KYC.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, ShakePay, you cannot buy credit cards. It's just buying and selling Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah, but ShakePay has a credit card that you can use with the ShakePay credit card, and then we actually have a Shake squad. I think isn't Houston on it? I think.
Yeah, I'm part of one of them. I think there's a
I'm
few
on it
shake spots out
too.
there now.
Yeah.
I think I'm on your team, man.
Yeah, I created. Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. Like, see, this is why we have these community calls, because we learn this kind of stuff and we can investigate and figure out how to solve
Yeah,
these
that's
problems.
cool. So
Yeah,
maybe,
the
you know,
reason
'cause we're-
the reason why I'm distancing myself, well, not distancing, but just opening more my opinions is just how this kind of stuff like DeFi and decentralized finance, Bitcoin is kind of lacking in it. Like this kind of purposes, exactly creating a community and making it without needing any infrastructure, centralized infrastructure. That will be the real success, I think, for the Montreal DAO, is like having no bank accounts, having nothing, but being fully functional.
that'd be
That'll
cool.
be really cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. So maybe, you know, as a because we're at the 5 o'clock mark already. We've already gone an hour. It went by fast. Once again, we didn't have to prepare any slides, so we just kind of blew through the time. But maybe as a takeaway, like as a next step is, maybe we need to refresh our mission statement and, you know, our kind of focus areas, like, you know, kind of write down again, like what is it we're trying to accomplish, so that, you know, if we want to progress with this step of, you know, finding sponsors, I think we need to get very clear about what we're doing. You know, what we're trying to accomplish, who we're trying to attract, all these things. Yeah, reopen the Notion. Is it locked? It might be locked, actually. Oh yeah, I was actually trying to convert it over to that Web3 version of Notion. What's it called again? There's a Web3 version of Notion, and I was copying over the docs over there. I'll find it. I'll have to post it again. But yeah, we can use that thing because it's also free, versus Notion. It was coming out of my pocket for a little bit there. We weren't using it. So yeah, I think we can refresh our you know, our mission statements and all those you know, all those docs. And again, you know, I put it on to the folks here on the call and whoever's listening on the recording, like, how do you want to get involved, right? If you want to think about it and say, yeah, I don't mind leading the charge on this, whatever this is, right? Maybe it's partnerships, maybe it's, you know, I don't know, creating content, maybe it's, you know, whatever you think is something you want to do and want to take ownership with. You know, Kyle and I are doing event planning, but I don't mind getting out of the event planning game and doing something else. Like, it's really, you know, it doesn't have to be the Kyle and Houston show doing event planning. If you really want to do event planning, and that's cool too. So yeah, I'm not going to monopolize that role. So yeah, you know, really open to, once again, how do you guys want to contribute and yeah, and pushing this thing forward.
Yeah. And on that note, Marius, I know that I still haven't forgotten the open mic thing.
Yeah, I know, we keep forgetting about that.
If you want to suggest an evening, or we can kick it off sometime next week or this week even. I don't know if someone wants to kind of champion that, just to get it started. I can make the announcements, I can do all that kind of stuff. I just think I need to be told what to do. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a little flustered with all the things happening right now, so I can't really manage too many things at once properly, because then you don't manage anything well, and that's not good. So sorry. All I have to say, Marius, if you want us to do it, we can do it. I'm free like Thursday this week. Am I free Thursday this week? I'm not free Thursday this week. We should maybe set out something. If you can just write like a quick message of like the poll message that I usually sent out, and you write one like that, I can send it out in the announcement channel, and then we can do another vote on when we want to do that open mic night. That could work, and then we can get that ball rolling slowly also.
Yeah, or even other ways. Marius, if you don't mind, why don't you lead the charge on that? That was you had a great idea there. So if you don't mind running with it, why don't you just create the poll for it? I'm throwing you under the bus here. So,
I can see that.
I know. You just can't come with good ideas. Sometimes you got to execute on them too.
Kyle
When are we doing this? When are you
slowly
gonna put it
and
together?
you jump right into it. Hey, but guys, listen. That's why I've been a bit quiet these last, like today and the last call too. The thing is that I'm in Germany now, and then I'll be traveling for 2 months. So
Yeah.
I don't know how active I'll be actually participating as of in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I really love this open mic thing, and even if I can't take part myself, you guys can always take part of it take part in it. So I'm more than happy to organize it, especially the first time, because I'll be still around for 2 weeks. and let's see how it goes from there. What do you guys think?
That sounds good. 'Cause then, but then Classical will be back, and I can get him to do all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly going to use it's going to be mic only, right? So no cameras. So I'm going to use that opportunity to just like drop a meetup, maybe drop the link in the Web3 Montreal to get more people in. It's just let's have conversations, and I can talk while I'm in the car driving somewhere, like whatever, right? Like
exactly.
It's super cash.
It's just to break the ice, and once we're gonna have it done a couple of times, then it's gonna be a routine. And
yeah, exactly.
Just for Joseph and Septic, who may not have been on the call when we talked about it, we're just thinking about this is very casual. Like we do these AMAs every couple of weeks, but Myers had observed that, hey, you know what, it's actually more fun to do these more often, but on a less scheduled basis to make it more casual, because we tend to go over time as we're doing it already. So we're just thinking about doing just like a drop in hour, like not even an hour, but just a drop in time. Like maybe it's like a 2-hour period or something like that, or maybe 2-3 hours. Whoever's in the, if you're in Discord, if you want to chat about whatever's top of mind, there'll be some people in there, and we just open up this open mic channel. People can just come in there and rant and rave or do whatever they want to do, and you have some other folks to chat to.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and that can be anything. That can be showcasing your favorite apps. That can be just vibing to some great tunes. That can be Mark and I
new exploits that crush the market, or anything.
Exactly.
About price. Yeah, it's whatever you do.
Market just dropped 20%. Let's all go play together, kind of thing.
So Myers, if you want to do that quick poll, then and run with the first one, then we can take over from there when you're traveling. I think that's a great first start, and to do that vote. Personally, again, I'm more open in the early afternoons versus in the evenings. But we'll see what the vote says.
Sounds amazing, guys. I'll do that. And
Awesome.
Kyle, I may reach out to you just before I launch the poll.
Sounds good. And we should go for a beer when I land in Berlin.
Yeah, definitely.
Get the official German beer. I'm jealous.
I'll take a picture. I'll drop it in the chat. Maybe make everyone feel the FOMO.
Yeah, there we go.
Is it the 9th? You said you're arriving September the 9th?
Yeah, but I'm dead on the 9th. Like I'm gonna be dead live. So the 10th and the 11th, and I think you're leaving on the 12th. So any time 10th, 11th.
That's the weekend, the 10th and 11th. Yeah, perfect.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Well, let's continue. I'll drop the new Notion site in Discord when I stand it up, and then
I'll stop the recording.
Yeah.
This meeting was recorded.